Hello everyone and welcome to Condos of Spirit Tier 3. My name is Thomas, next to me is Lewis and we're here in Japan for the Japanese Grand Prix. Lewis, mate, happy you're here in the commentary box with me as always. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good, thanks Thomas. Great to be back. Good evening everyone. Looking forward to tonight's race. As always, we start the show of the week and the Tier 3 guys certainly have been showing some great racing so far this season, and now another fantastic track to display on at Suzuka.
100%, always a lovely track. Overtaking is gonna be a little bit harder than it was last week around Abu Dhabi, but still a really good Grand Prix. Nonetheless, we saw some great actions over the last few seasons and I really enjoy driving around this track myself. So yeah, hopefully the drivers can put up a great show, but it is Tier 3, so what else can you expect? Oh, as it was Cyrix Moss almost losing it at the end of the S section. It is a tricky track where running off track is almost ending in, or at least damage. I want to say retirement, that's not really the case, but at least damage, as the walls are really close and there's pretty much grass all around the track. So you can't afford to make a mistake. You need to be absolutely focused to have a clean race around here. But yeah, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's an old school track, so with some little modifications over the years, like 130R's not quite such a tight angle now as it used to be, and final triangle chicane, that's a little bit different. But like you say, normally make an error, you're off the track, and it's either wing damage or a DNF. Built by Honda, owned by Honda, it's started off as a test track for their cars, and it's turned out being one of the greatest racetracks in recent times, really. So at the moment we got Connell on pole, provisional pole 126.6, quite a gap between himself, let's just say that, and then Harold just stops that time at 126.2, and then Dylan also just nips ahead of Con. Look how close it is.
Oh, Jason!
And again!
Jason is making it even better. Oh my days.
Wow.
That is 4 people within the 126.6. That's insane.
Yeah,
I wish this was for pole position. Why did Harold ruin it?
Yeah.
Why do you have to be so quick?
I know. If that wasn't included right now, we would be...
Oi! And here comes Reggae.
Well, this is why Harold's had to do that time, because Reggae, he's the 126.2 club with him. But yeah, that's crazy how close we got it right now.
It is. Medirobo in the chat with some inside information. He says, dry, not a drop of rain to be seen. So strategy will be important around here, as it will most likely be a soft medium. Nothing special. People outside of the 10, medium to soft, most likely gonna be it. Arbar in the chat, he says, evening guys. Good evening, Arbar. For you it's afternoon, which is quite relaxing to be. I'm not jealous at all. So yeah, we move.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got that annoying glitch where, because Connell was one of the first ones to put in a lap, it now shows on the bottom left hand side of the screen, and it's probably not gonna disappear until the end of the session. I really hate that. It's awful to look at, but we can't do anything about it. Charlie goes on to the line as he puts in a 126.8, currently P7.
Again, super close though, from P3 all the way down to P8 right now. It's just 0.2 of a second, crazy. And it's not even a short lap either around here. You know, it's on race terms pretty average. It's so far looking promising for this quali.
100%.
I think Muzz's. We got a couple of people coming to the line, but I don't know if they're coming into the pits. Muzza is on a flying lap.
Oh, Muzza's on a flying lap. I thought he was. I just wanted to say I checked him and I thought he was going back into the pits. Ivar Golden is about to start his lap, so we can actually go on board with him, as everyone else is trying to get ready for their second run.
Just to let you know, sorry, Charlie's had an off because he's got no front wing. So,
okay, so that must have been on his in lap then. Okay.
Yeah, it must be, yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's like you mentioned before, not the longest track on the calendar, but a really technical one, I would say. You've got the S section, you've got Spoon, which you can take in a lot of different ways, where invalidation is going to be a key factor. Picking up penalties will be very crucial. So it's definitely not an easy track. I know Joe, he really likes it. And I don't know about the other guys, but I think Japan is not really a hated track. I think pretty much everyone likes it. I don't want to say loves it, but I don't think that there are a lot of people who hate to drive it around this track. Strategy wise, it's okay as well. It's not hard on the tires, so you can just go all out and enjoy the racing. As we've got the track map, it says full yellow. It's back to green again as Golden goes through 130R. Now onto the final chicane. And is he gonna put it inside the top 10? Is he gonna do it even better? He goes onto the line. Ivor Golden puts in 127.7, and I don't think he will be happy with that one. We go on board with Joe. He posted a hot lap early on, and he is about to start, or he in fact actually started his hot lap already.
Yeah, this first sector so crucial in the opening lap. Trying to hit the apexes or carry the speed at least. It's tidy, but nothing spectacular in that first sector. Going now for Degner's 1 and 2. Good, that is good to be fair around there. And onto this hairpin bend. Always got to line yourself up before braking into that turn, straight after a right-hander. And now, really, this is the power section. Although this is technically 2 corners, it's flat out. And then brake just after the 50-metre mark. Into Spoon curve, carrying a lot of speed in the entry. Ran a little bit wide in the second part, which means he can't quite get on the throttle as early as he wanted to. And then now another power section. Doesn't get any slips into the big this 130R. And then I've got to make an apology here because this next section is the Casio triangle, not triangle chicane. So he enters Casio triangle. It's pretty good. Make the corner tight as possible. Towards the line. Towards the right line. There you go.
I just wanted to say it looked like such a clean lap from Joe, and he is the first one to dip into the 125. That was a really good lap time from the Alfa Romeo driver. Really well done. And now it's Rege's turn as he is about to end sector 1. It's his turn to improve once again. He's improved by almost 2 tenths, so he is almost within the 125s. He's got a Ferrari in front of him. Hopefully he goes out of the way quick enough. That is Roland. In fact, Roland, it is his birthday in 48 minutes. So if I keep remembering that, then as soon as it hits 12 o'clock my time, I will congratulate him.
Is he in Qatar at the moment?
Yeah, so it's his birthday already.
It is his birthday, yeah.
Yes.
Not in Europe, yeah. In Western Europe. But Rege's looking quick though, isn't he? He's looking very... I mean, I did think with Joel's time it was quick, but there's areas where I feel like he'll think he can improve, and Rege now, he's going to come to the line, and he improves.
Oh. By 17 thousandths of a second, he goes quicker than Joe. Really good lap time. Is Jacek with an improvement as well? No, he isn't. I think he must have made a mistake as he was pushing, so he's not gonna improve. Dylan as well backed out of it. Connell is still pushing, so let's get on board with Connell. He set the fastest lap time earlier, as you can see on the bottom left hand side of your screen. Is he gonna do it once again? Runs wide coming out of Spoon, but that's all good. I think you can take Spoon 2 different ways. You can make it as short as possible, or what Connell and Joel did, running it wide. He is improving by almost 3 tenths, which is gonna give him maybe a P3 at this stage. But then he needs to improve through sector 3 as well, through the Casio triangle. He loses it a little bit, but I think he didn't lose too much time. Goes onto the line. It's gonna be a P5 for Connell, a 126.2. He improved through sector 3, but I don't think he improved to its full potential. So still another one for Connell left to go. Nothing to worry about, but he needs to improve if he wants a better qualifying position.
so it's looking close though. 125.9 for the top two, and then Harold, obviously he's on an outlap at the moment, so he's a bit out of sync with the rest. But he's at the moment just only done the 1 lap time, so this is his second attempt. What can he do? And Charlie's out also on a outlap. Charlie might be just starting his flight right now.
Massa is about to enter the Casio triangle. Through the last turn now. Onto the line. Is Cosmos gonna improve on P13? Yes, he is. Up to P7, 126.6. Once again, it's a popular lap time.
Yeah, Roland is on a hot lap. Charlie is on a hot. Charlie's 3/10 up on his previous first sector. So already he's making big inroads. I think he's got his teammate only just behind him as well on a hot lap.
Yeah, that's IFR Golden, but yeah, Charlie's the first one. Actually focus on him, or is that? No, I just wanted to say if there's a Renault, yeah, but he's on his outlap, so that's all good. We can focus on Charlie. After that, we can focus on Roland.
Oh, backing out.
He's backing out. Yep, he's given up on the lap time. Is IFR Golden on a hot lap? Yes, he is. Okay, and he's improving by 3/10. Is he gonna get in front of Jay Prentice? Through the last turn, avoiding the bump, which isn't as spectacular as it was on the previous games. And he is in fact improving and getting in front of Jay Prentice. He's getting in front of Dan as well. P17 it is. What is Roland gonna do? He went into the pits as he invalidated.
Harold's 4/10 up on his previous best. So it's going to be on course of provisional pole, and it is.
And he takes it. Really well done by Harold.
So we got here, Gods is on a lap time. I think he is the only one on a hot lap, because everyone else on track are on their out laps. Got some yellows as well. I think that's just slow traffic. Here comes Gods now through Spoon's curve. Looks neat, coming end of sector 2 as well. See what the split's going to be. Really, sector 3 is just one more braking zone. He's a tenth, just under 2/10 up on his previous best. He could make up quite a bit here. He also could lose quite a bit here. Neat first sector, first corner. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. This could be an improvement. And it is up to B6.
B6, really well done by Gods. That was a really good lap time. And he will be happy with that one. And he's hoping that his teammate can do the same. Let's have a look at Dylan. Yep, he is going through sector 1 now. And he is pushing. Let's see if he's improving. Oh, he had to avoid a Mercedes there. And he's not improving on that invalidate. He probably lost his concentration because of that Mercedes. And that made him invalidate the corner after. That's really unfortunate for Dylan. But nothing you can do about. Who was that Mercedes? Was it Steve? Yep, it was Steve. What did Steve do to lose the car there? Well, to be brutally honest, it's like quite a familiar spot or quite a popular spot to lose the car. Running wide, coming out of the last S's. Getting onto the grass will definitely lose you the car. He lost the left hand side of his front wing as well. And he probably won't have time to come back into the pits and put in another quick lap. So that's going to be P10 for Steve at best. But I think he's going to drop outside of the 10.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, unless he... Because this is, I'm sure, obviously this is his main lap. If he really wanted to, he could try and do another lap. But, obviously he's going to be struggling more in the beginning of that stint if he does qualify that top 10 with those tyres. Who else we got?
Reggae is a 10th down through sector 1, so it's not looking good for him to take pole position, currently in P2. Can our Swedish driver improve on his 125.900? He needs to improve by at least 700ths of a second if he wants to take pole position. It's not impossible, but he needs to have a better sector too. Clean, yeah, clean through Spoon. He's not gonna get any slipstream, so he needs to do it all by himself. That is, I think, yeah, that must be Jay Prentice before 130R. The last couple of corners, it's looking like a clean lap from Reggae. Is it a clean lap as he comes across the line? It is! Oh my days, what an improvement. A 125.6. And with Harold retiring, it's a big chance for Reggae that he's putting it up into pole position. Oh, Joe! And that's into the wall, qualifying over. He was pushing to the absolute limit. But he did probably the exact same thing as Steve did. Goes out of the way for the Ferrari. Is that Mazza? That is not Mazza, that was Roland. Who is coming towards the line? There is a racing point. Is that J-Sack?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Well spotted, Lewis.
He's just a 10th up, I think, at the moment, so that won't improve his position. But will help him bridge a gap to Connell.
Oh, and he gets in front of Joe by a thousandth of a second.
Wow.
Oh, and Mazza got disqualified. For what? Mazza got disqualified and has to start in last place. That's really unlucky for him. Connell now through 130R, but he already invalidated. C-Rex Masters, he's on for an improvement. No, he's down by 4/10. That's probably not going to be an improvement for the Renault driver. Is Saige on for an improvement? No, he's not. And I think Kelsey isn't going to improve either. Jay Prentice, is he going to do something special? It looks like it. Jay Prentice from P19 to P8. Really well done by Jay Prentice, or fellow Tier 1 commentator.
Yeah. Good, quick. Yeah, well, and also puts Blades down to P11 and Steve P12. So Steve not getting that final run. Both Mercedes outside the top 10. And Reggae with that quick lap at the end of the session, 125.685 in the end. That is good enough for pole position in this Tier 3.
Really well done by Reggae. Harold P2, always strong in qualifying this season. He has been up there pretty much every single race. Jason P3, Joe will be disappointed with his P4 as he definitely had the pace to improve on a 125.9, which was his banker. P5 for Connell, both racing points looking really strong once again this week. Goldson P6, Dylan P7, Jay Prentice P8, Ronan P9 on his birthday, Mars P10, Blaze P11, Steve P12, Dan P13, Saige P14, Charlie P15, Baker P16. Disappeared from my screen. Come on, hurry up. Yep, there we have it. Baker P16, K-Mark P17, Kelswag P18, Gordon P19, and Mazza unfortunately got disqualified. Incidents. What happened with Mazza? Wrong way, it says. That's why he got disqualified. He probably lost it or something. Why he was facing the wrong way. Nothing to do about it. That's because this game can't think by itself. Interesting to see how close it is at the top, but then already P9 is a second off the time of pole position. That's interesting, but then look at this. 126.6, 126.6, 126.6, 126.7, 126.7, 126.7. Okay, we've got we're gonna get 2 groups today, and I'm not bothered about that. That sounds like a really good and interesting race.
Obviously, this track is a tricky one for overtaking on. You need one DRS zone, but really two areas of clear overtaking, and that's obviously leading up to the Casio Triangle and going into turn 1. But like I said, tyre wear isn't necessarily a big thing around here. Soft to medium, easy strategy. But the guys outside the top 10 most likely either going to mirror that strategy or go on to the start on the medium and have that advantage in the second half of the race.
100%. Staying within the DRS isn't impossible if the medium runners can manage to stay relatively close to the people on the softs. They're in for a really good result. Like you said, overtaking is gonna be a challenge. It's not impossible, but you will have to work for it, especially with people like Jay Prentice with the low downforce setups. They're gonna cause drama to be overtaken. And I'm really looking forward to what the top people can do. Joe, he seemed to have the pace, but he's down in P4. Reggae seemed really quick. What can Harold do in P2? He's normally in P1. So yeah, definitely some things to look forward to. Steve is in the chat. He says he's happy with the P12 he's got. And Mazza said he stopped on the track to let people pass, and that's why he got disqualified. That's really unfortunate. But yeah, let's get the detail up on screen. So we've got Blaze on the mediums, Steve on the mediums, Dan opted to go for the hards, Saige on the mediums, Charlie on the softs, Baker on the mediums, Kmark on the softs, Kelster on the mediums, Golden on the hards, and Mazza on the mediums. Of course, the top 10 is on the softs. Yeah, other than that, I think we're good to go. Blaze, by the way, is replacing Robert in the Williams. Baker is replacing Justin. And other than that, we've got the permanent drivers in. So yeah, no more housekeeping to do. No people with qualifying bans, penalties whatsoever. So yeah, we're good to go, mate. What's your prediction? Get your predictions in the chat as well, by the way. But what's your prediction for the race, Lewis?
So my prediction, I think it's going to be between Reggae and Harold for the win. The way Harold's been going, I think I'll go Harold with the race win. But the battle between him and Reggae will be really good. Reggae P2 and P3. It's going to be between J-Sack and Joel. I'm going to go Joel though. I think Joel can get P3 as long as it's a straightforward race, that is. So that's my thought.
Yeah, I wanted to say the same, but I'm just gonna spice it up. I'm gonna say Joe is gonna win this race with Harold in P2, Chasek in P3.
Ooh. Go for the reverse.
Yeah.
Reverse lineup, so expecting a awesome drive from Joel here, so no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, but please overtake some people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Thomas's credentials rest on it.
yeah, exactly. If people still want to take me serious, well, which they probably are not doing already, but if there are still some people who take me serious, then please make it happen. Here we have it. Reggae going into his grid slot with Harold in P2. What can he do? Coming off the line, he's got some clean air in front with the racing points looking really strong in P3 and P5. Oh, this is a brilliant camera angle as well. You absolutely love to see it.
Is it the same one as I've got, where you can't see the cars?
Yeah. Oh, now I can. Sorry for the flickering with the camera, but it's all good. It is March the 15th, and it's Jacek who probably lost connection while he jump started. It is 5 red lights. And away we go for the Japanese Grand Prix. It's a really good start from Harold, who is already taking up into P1. Reggae loses a position from the start, but he stays in front of Connell with Joe in P4. Dylan with a really good start in P5.
I think we've lost Saige already. Oh, and a Ferrari's gone off. Mutter, he almost hit the wall. But yeah, I believe, Saige, we've lost him before even turn 1 came. So that's one of the earliest retirements we've had, I think. That's incredible.
Yeah, he didn't even reach turn 1. And there's a Red Bull off as well, that's Baker. Baker lost it coming out of Sector 1, just before the end of Sector 1, where we saw Steve and Joe in the wall as well. He's dropped all the way down to P19. It's not looking good for the Red Bulls. We're down in P18 and P19. It was a brilliant start from Harold, and Reggae now has to stay within that 1 second, and we saw it in the previous races. As soon as Harold got that gap of 1 second, he's gone.
Yeah, Dan, meanwhile, he made some good places early on. Got another yellow. That's okay. But Dan, yeah, on the hard, struggling with tyre, obviously tyre grip. The soft runners, Charlie has just got past him. So yeah, but Dan, P12, the only guy to start on the hard. Oh, sorry, one of the only two guys to start on the hards. Everyone else now from P12 lower or P13 lower is on the hard or medium tyre.
Oh, here is Jay Prentice down the inside, up to P8. He gains a position. Roland dropped to P9. Yeah,
quite lively already in this race. And now they've got to go single file through this sector 1 and 2. As great as it is to drive, it's not a great area for overtaking. Very narrow, very technical.
Let's see, Reggae dropped outside of the 1 second window already, 1.2 seconds it is. And with Connell 7/10 behind, is this the moment for Connell to think about a move on the next lap? Joe is in P4, Dylan in P5, he had a really good start. And there's a big gap between Blaze and Steve, so it's a train from Reggae all the way down to his teammate in P13, and Steve has lost connection. He's building a train right behind himself.
Yeah, Moses actually had a really good recovery, considering he was second to last at the beginning of the first lap. Side by side, 130.
Oh, yep. Oh, there's Chaos at the back as well. Yeah. That's Red Bull and Golden and Chaos and full wide through one corner.
Steve's got wing damage.
Yeah,
as well.
Steve got wing damage. He goes into the pits. Drama already. And wow. Steve won't be happy, Bunny.
No. But yeah, Muzzup's P14. He's had a great recovery from obviously the disqualification in quali. And he had a bit of a contact at the end of turn 1. But P14, a bit of a gap now between himself and the next driver. Harold up at front, 1.6 is his gap, he's stabilising it to Reggae. Reggae, if anything, is the one who's not being able to get away from the rest of the field. We've got a DRS train lined up now.
It's interesting to see that Reggae was able to put in a 125.6 in quali, and he is losing it on race pace to Harold. That's interesting to see. But Reggae seems to be struggling on his starts. Last week as well in Abu Dhabi, he struggled and he lost a lot of positions, which actually caused him to spin as well. Now he was in pole position, lost it, now is in P2, and it's not looking good for our Williams driver. Where can Connell maybe think about an overtake? I think Connell firstly has to focus on Joe behind. Look at Joe, he's closing in like no tomorrow through the Casio triangle. Can he do it on exit? And is he going to overtake Connell? The problem for Joe is Connell will get DRS from Reggae in front, so it will be very hard to overtake Connell. In fact, it's going to be impossible, but Connell can't overtake the Williams in front, and this is what you call a DRS train. And Reggae can't keep up with Harold.
Yeah, Reggae, see, if it's what we think then, is his setup works fantastically well on light fuel load and a fresh set of soft tyres. When it comes to a race trim worth of fuel and tyres wearing out, the setup then it's not really a perfect scenario, and that's where you get this compensation where some guys will focus their setups more purely for the qualification, while others will set their cars up more for the race trim or halfway. Something that works in both situations. Maybe not the best, but gets you good quality and good race pace. And maybe we're seeing more Reggae that his setups perfect are great for the short 1 lap specials, but for the race, quite as strong. That gap is now nearly 2 seconds, and I'm guessing Reggae's going to have to use quite a bit of ERS, but he actually hasn't. He's got quite a load, 84%, 90%. So he's got the juice. If anything, Harold is the one who's been using up the juice. He's nearly now under 40%. So maybe if Reggae not using it early on, power around here is quite. It makes a big difference.
Oh, I have to interrupt. It's gonna be a Renault. That's Cyrix Mars. Is he going for a double move? No, he's not. And Roland is shutting the door. He was having a look, but he couldn't quite make it stick. So the order remains the same. But that looked pretty interesting. Roland remains in P9. Cyrix Mars has to be content with P10. Sorry to interrupt there, mate.
That's alright. Yeah, they're too fair. Even the top guys, they're not really pulling away that much, are they? It's, I don't know how it's going to get, but apart from that, it's all still very close as Dan is the first one to receive a 2-second penalty.
Yeah, Dan won't be happy with that one. He's 1.4 seconds away from Charlie in P11. If he can only get to the back of that Alpha Tauri, then he's in for a really good result. I'm interested to know why he opted to go for the hards. I don't think that's the tire you want to be on around this track, but he's probably one who did the practice and he probably thinks that this is the best strategy, so I'm not gonna doubt it. We will have to wait and see, and after 27 laps with racing we will know what the result is gonna be. Connell is under some big pressure now. He's not gonna get DRS, or he is gonna get DRS just about, which is protecting him from the Alfa Romeo behind of Joe.
Yeah, I think he had enough of a gap anyway without DRS, but still always useful to have that little bit of extra straight line speed down the French straight. And they are starting to come back towards Harold. Reggae bringing the gap down ever so slightly. And still, to be fair, Reggae got a lot of ERS left, while Harold is down to 40% range at the moment. So Reggae's starting to hold him back. 1.7, 1.6. If he decides, just to put a bit of juice down in one of these power sections, he can actually call in quite. And look now, it's 1.5 the gap. Is Harold now starting to wear out his softs? Is it Harold who's actually got the setup that's not as kind to the tyres this time round? Because you find it with the softs towards the end of the stint round here, you do have a big drop off.
It's looking like it. I haven't seen Harold in this position before. Normally, if he was 1 second clear, he would have had enough of ERS left. Now it's Reggae with more ERS left, and he looks really good on his tires.
Yeah.
Lovely helicopter view as well, by the way.
Oh, I love to see it. And again, he's bringing the guys with him, bringing them all back, so they've definitely all got even pace. It could have been Harold just had a scrappy lap maybe, but Charlie's speeding the pit lane. That's unfortunate. It's quite an easy thing to do around here. Try and carry as much speed, brakes late as possible. And unfortunately Charlie's caught out by it.
Really unlucky for Charlie. Joe is still so close to the back of Connell. If Connell makes one mistake, which he nearly did here, then it's a game over and he will lose his last podium spot. It's Dylan following closely. Jacek has to leave a gap. 1.3 seconds it is to the McLaren in front. Nothing to worry about for Jacek, as the Renault is 2.3 seconds behind him. Ronan is slowly closing in towards P7. Jay Prentice can't keep up. 1.3 seconds it is between him and Roland. Cyrix Mars is really desperate to get past the McLaren, but good luck with that one. I have to say, Blaze is hanging on to Dan. Or was it Dan overtaking Blaze? I think that is the case, as Dan was in P12 before.
Yeah, I think that. Oh, Connell's gone deep in Casio Triangle. This is Joel's moment. And Jacek's lost internet connection again. But yeah, Connell broke really deep, and here we go, Joel now. Even though both have DRS, Joel's going to make the move, and Joel's up at a P3. Crucial moment in this race.
I have to apologize to Connell, as I put the commentator's curse on him with saying that he only needed to make one mistake for Joe to get past, and that's exactly what he did at the end of the lap. I'm sorry, Connell, but Joe will be happy with it as he goes up into P3, like you said. Crucial move, and Golds gets past Jacek, who unfortunately lost connection. JSX once again struggling with his internet. That's really costing him some good results.
Shame that. If now with this move, it'll be interesting to see, because there's a bit of a gap between Joel and Connor. Joel and Reggae. It's now a fact where Joel will not have DRS this time by, but has he got the pace to catch up those top two? Because Reggae now is 1.2 behind Harold. So he hasn't even used much DRS. He's coming back into the picture now.
Yep, he really is. Is it gonna be 1.1 as we're gonna start lap 9? I think it is. Reggae is doing a phenomenal job to close back in. I thought this race was over already, seeing the pace Harold showed the first 3 laps. But Reggae is slowly closing in as the pit window is open for the medium tire. So people who are running on the softs at this point can pit for mediums and go all the way till the end. And that's exactly what Gods is doing together with Jacek. No, Gods actually puts on the hard tires. That is really interesting. Jacek, that is probably his AI getting him into the pits, but he's putting on mediums. Good choice, I think, by the Racing Point. And look at Reggae, he's within the 1 second. He is now pushing. The symbol is popping up. I think he's coming into the pits this lap.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Harold's tyres, I think, are all but given up now. I think that's why the gaps really come in. Joel and Reggae's pace is pretty equal, so it is very much Harold coming into the clutches of both of them. The question is, do all 3 pit at the same time? Because I think it's everyone. Dylan hasn't got his icon on, so maybe Dylan's going to go an extra lap. But yeah, Harold and Reggae, very interesting now. Very close to each other. It's not worth doing the overcut, so if you're going to pit, and neither do. All 3 don't.
They both stay out, and Joe does exactly the same. Looking at the tire wear, it's actually quite the same between Harold and Reggae, both on 60% at the fronts and 57 at the rears. So, and the same goes on for Joe, by the way. Connell is really hard on his front tires. They're almost 70%, so interesting to see that he stayed out. Other than that, quite the same for everyone. Dylan is on 60% for the fronts as well.
Yeah, the gap is 0.8 of a second still. And obviously Reggae now getting the dirty turbulent air, which won't help in the first sector, for example, and negatives 1 and 2. Swoon curve as well, you'll find the car understeering a little bit. And that is exacerbated when the tyres are overheated and overworn.
Are the leaders gonna come into the pits on lap 10, going into lap 11? We have to wait and see through 130 how they go. If I was Reggae, I would pit whatever Harold is doing. If he stays out, I would have pit. If he comes in, I would pit as well. Try to get the undercut. And that is what he's doing. He is listening to what I'm saying. You absolutely love to see it. Reggae into the pits, and Joe is following him together with Connell. And oh, Dylan, as he runs into the back of Connell going into the pits. That's wing damage, and he has to repair his front wing. Luckily, McLaren got a front wing ready, but that is so unlucky for Dylan, as this is really costing him a good result.
Yeah, unfortunate. So unfortunate, but you've got to be careful. That's what happens when there's a guy ahead. You've got to let yourself have a bit of a gap, just in case those sort of things happen. So that's going to cost him a good 6-7 seconds.
Oh, look at this. Roland just about in front of Dylan. Rolling up into P12. Dylan dropped to P13. Comes out just in front of his teammate. Ooh, Jay Brennan pitted for hards actually 2 laps ago. Interesting call as well. Going to the front of the pack.
Oh, now look at this, Reggae came out, he's behind traffic. So really, he wants to use that energy and get past Kelster. Regards him, I'm blasting that all the way so I can get past Kelster. So you don't want to be out, and he backs it out. And this is what could save Herald here. Because Reggae hasn't been able to utilise perfect outlap here. He's going to get past Kelster as Herald pits. That lap could have been crucial. Reggae not being able to get past Kelster until the final corner. Herald is in the pits. He's going to be coming out very soon.
I think Harold is going to stay in P1. Or is he?
Oh, this is close. He is.
I thought for a moment I thought Reggae was going to go for a move down the inside, but he thinks better of it. Smart play by Reggae. But yeah, like you said, because he got stuck behind Kelsweg is what gave Harold the lead, or that's why Harold remained in the lead, I should say.
Yeah, and that's crucial in the end. Unfortunately, and even Joel, because of the amount of people that started on the medium and hard, this is what happens. You don't get a big enough gap. You come out then in that lap traffic, and the undercut doesn't necessarily work. It's just luck, really.
I'm really interested to see if Reggae can stay within a 1 second window. We saw at the beginning of the first stint where he struggled to keep up with Harold. Is he struggling? Is he gonna struggle again? It doesn't look like it, because he's still within 5/10 of Harold. I think Reggae has found his rhythm and he is ready to attack.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't put a bit more juice in, close up a little bit more, and just try, whilst Harold's fresh off the boat on those tyres, and he's not in a room yet, make the move now. Now's the time to attack. Not give Harold a bit of time to sort of settle in. Because they're coming up to traffic, and again, if Harold's the one who's first, and he gets past those guys, he can make a break. So I'd want to be getting ahead now before you get to those guys, which, to be honest, you're going to get them by the end of the lap.
Oh, I think Dan made a mistake. That's Dan at the end of sector 1 on his hards. And he will be fuming. Harold picks up 3 seconds. That's going to be crucial as well. I wanted to mention it's Blaze in front, and that is the teammate of Reggae. So maybe they can play and work together to get Reggae in front. It's not necessarily that Reggae gets in front, or important I should say, because Harold picked up that 3 seconds. But you just want to make it as comfortable as you can towards the end of the race. So I, by the way, want to apologize as well for the bad camera angles on the start finish straight. For some reason, if you're on the broadcast camera, it shows the inside of the right tire on the start finish straight. I don't know why someone would want to see that, but Codemaster opted to go for it. So I'm trying to remember to do not switch to that camera when they are entering the start finish straight. Mazda into the pits on the mediums. Is he gonna go on to the softs? No, the hards. I just wanted to say, why didn't he continue on with those mediums a little bit longer? I think that is what Blaze is gonna do, which is probably gonna be the best decision with starting on the mediums, go towards the softs, just do the opposite of what the soft runners did. Because now, Mazda, he was on the slower tire before, he's gonna be on the slower tire once again. That's not beneficial whatsoever.
Yeah, it's a very strange strategy there. And look at this, Blaze holding Harold up massively. Harold's going to be looking to line him up into the hairpin bend. Williams is smart, he does brake late though. He brakes very late. The Williams driver doing his best to give his teammate a great shot here at overtaking Harold. And if you're Harold right now, you are stressing. It's not what you hate the situation where you know you've got two teammates outside.
Reggae got caught on the curb and he almost lost it. that is not helping his chance of overtaking Harold, who is busy trying to get past Blaze. I think as soon as Harold gets past Blaze, then he's either coming into the pits or letting Reggae go through. So Reggae doesn't have to worry about getting past Blaze, but Harold needs to get past on a start-finish straight. That should get on board with the Haas. He puts it up into overtake mode with the DRS. This should be an easy job, and it's gonna be job done before the braking zone. Yes, it is. And look at Reggae, he lost quite some time as well on exit, I think. All but Blaze letting him through. Smart play, really well done by the Williams garage. They've done a really good job by letting Reggae go through. He is still within that 1 second window, so all good for them. And Joe now has to worry about the Williams in front.
Yeah, in the end, it didn't really work out. Reggae making a couple of errors, driving it too hard. Yeah, it is what it is. Still just over halfway now for this race. Joel is starting to come back in as well after... Oh, J-Sack's retired. We've got VSC. There's a crash in the first sector.
Through the S section, that is not a place where a lot of people retire. So I don't know what happened. He probably got caught on a curb. But yeah, he had a really unlucky race. J-Sack, wasn't your day today, sir. I'm afraid. Better luck next time.
Indeed.
Limi in the chat, he says if Reggae wins this race, credit to Blaze allowing him to stay close, and I have to agree with that one. Brilliant team play by Williams, which is allowing Reggae to still have a chance at this race. He's 1.4 seconds behind Harold with the virtual safety car, so we have to wait and see what that gap is going to be in full green conditions. There we have it. It's he lost quite some time actually during the virtual safety car. But remember, Harold has got those 3 seconds added on to his name at the end of the race. So at this point, Reggae will win here around Japan.
Yeah. We've still got 12 laps to go, including this lap. Looking at the rest of the battles, Elster, who's yet to stop. Baker's closing back in on him. Those guys, amazingly, they hit on lap 1. Both those guys. Golden on those 15 lap hards as well.
Yeah, with Dylan on fresh mediums. Look at Dylan. Is he gonna go? I think he's gonna go. He's definitely gonna go for a move through the hairpin. He wants to go around the outside. He got clipped on the grass. Still maybe on exit. No, IFR Golden stays in front. No, he doesn't. He couldn't quite shut the door. And that is allowing Dylan to get past. Dylan up into P7. Golden drops down to P8. Well done by the McLaren driver, who's really low on the ERS, by the way. He probably doesn't have to worry about Golden behind, but this is gonna hurt his chance of getting some more points after Kelstra and Baker pitted, but that will still give him P5, and I think he will be happy with that one. He's got Roland at the back, going for 130R, and he gets the job done. Yes, he did. Gets past the Renault and is now lining up to get past IFR Golden.
Yeah, he used a lot of ERS, Roland, to get that move done, but he got it done. Now he's using it again to get past Golden. 2 places and 2 corners. Here we go. Roland up at a P8.
Brilliant move by Roland, who is now gonna focus to get back into the DRS window of the McLaren in front. Really well done by our captain. And Golden is struggling on those 16 lap old hards.
Blaze on softs, and so too is Steve now. They're the only ones. Expect those guys to be charging or doing charges through this field now. Expect Blaze. Blaze can ideally, he can probably get still up to around the definitely P9, maybe even P8, P7. It's not that far away from those guys.
He's not that far away. It just depends on how long his softs are gonna last. If they're gonna have if he's gonna push too hard at the beginning of the race, they will have a massive drop at the end. But if he can stay consistent, then he's on for a good result, I think. Look at this, Golds. He is 4 tenths behind Ivor Golden. As he is, well, I'm almost sure he's gonna go for a move on the start-finish straight, so that I actually get on board with the Renault driver. He is getting as close as possible through the Casio triangle. Golden goes into the pit, so he doesn't have to worry about overtaking him. Golden and Baker both into pit, so that's 2 positions for Sirius Gods, who moves himself up into P8. Oh, and there we have it. Blaze fastest lap, and he's at the back of Jay Prentice now.
Yeah, as expected. He hasn't got a lot of ERS saved. He is going to have quite a bit of grip. I mean, Jay Prentice on 9-lap long hards. So we got yellow in second 2.
I think that's Dan. It is. Dan is not having a good race.
Yeah, really not. Yeah, not what's happened today for him. Unfortunate. Yeah, Blaze needs to get closer, but this track is difficult. You know, that dirty air makes a big, it's a big thing in the first sector. Blaze, we have to rely on that DRS and superior traction.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest gap in traction you will see on track today. 9-lap old hards, fresh softs. So I think he can do it on exit. Needs to get as close as possible. He's almost overtaken Jay Prentice already for the chicane. So this should be job done on the start-finish straight with the better traction, the DRS and the ERS.
Jay Prentice is going to dump it all.
Is to go the long way around, Blaze, and he can't get the job done. Is to run wide as well. Jay Prentice remains in P9, really well defending, and Mazanel, oh, he is looking hungry as well.
Sometimes it's just better to get the move done. It's not always, but it's better to get the move done before that. Especially when you know you got the tyre advantage anyway. The problem is what you have, like he did. The guy ahead of you is going to use all the ERS because he knows he's going to have to with the DRS zone. If you can catch him out before then, use your superior traction, and then you should be able to make enough of a gap for him to not be able to even get you, even if he does get DRS. If you're on the same tyre life and compound, he can get you. But in that instance, I felt like he could have made that move a bit earlier, but you will learn with the next time he catches him. Just if he gets the opportunity, just pass him.
Yeah, or just do it in a random place where Jay Prentice is not expecting it, because you saw him, or you could tell that he was burning off everything he got, because he expects Blaze to make a move on a start-finish straight, where maybe after the hairpin, where you can get the great exit, that's where you can maybe surprise Jay Prentice and go for a move into Spoon. Blaze now, he's not using any of his ERS, just the DRS to close back in, saving up the battery life as much as possible.
Oh, Howard's had an off! Howard had an off! Howard's he's off the track, and that has changed it completely. He's into P4.
Oh my days.
Wing damage.
We've completely missed that. What are we doing?
I saw it just come back on the track. It was only because I saw the yellow flag, and then he was on the, and then we get a really weird place, right at the end of the S curve section. So Harold there for 3 seconds and down to P4.
Yeah, no damage. No damage for Harold, only mentally. And yeah, Dylan is 1.9 seconds behind. How screwed are those tires of Harold? Looking at the damage, they're 32%. That's about the same as the tires of Reggae, Joe and Connell, so nothing to worry about for him. Are there any flat spots on those tires? That's gonna be the main question. Looking at the pace, Dylan is not gaining any time, so I think Harold is good to go, but with that 3 seconds, it really is gonna cost him some points in the championship.
Well, he almost got up to 3 seconds, or he was at 2 second gap with Reggae already. He was starting to pull away. Yeah, just trying to get that 3-second gap, and got caught out. So,
we've got someone in the chat that's Bronze. He is saying that the force feedback just suddenly went through sector 1. That explains quite a lot actually, and that's really unfortunate that because of technical difficulties he is losing this race.
It's a shame.
Wheel problems through sector 1, confirming once again that's really unlucky for Harold.
So yeah, it makes sense why he lost so much time. It's 5, and he's losing time, to be fair to Connell. So now he's getting it back. He's getting it back now, but yeah, it's quite a big gap between himself and the top third place guy at the moment. And yeah, Joel comes to be 4.7 seconds behind Reggae. So Reggae now, Davey RS, 5 to go. Take it easy.
Cruise it home. The people who are not gonna cruise at home are Jay Prentice, Blaze and Massa. Look at how close they are. Is Blaze gonna do it on lap 22?
No, because Jay Prentice is using all ERS early on.
Oh, this is gonna be a real struggle, and I think this battle is continuing on for the remaining 6 laps. It is the 16. Oh, Steve. Oh, Steve has left the. Steve has left the session. I thought he was retired, but that's his teammate Saige. Steve must have lost connection.
Yeah.
It's a P16, so not that bad.
Jay Prentice got wheels on the grass, but he managed to not lose control.
Fair enough. I wanted to say it's Tuesday now, officially for me, the 16th of March. So from here, from Dutch territory, I want to congratulate Roland on his birthday. As Blaze got a really tricky exit. Is this gonna cause Mazza to make a move? Don't think it is.
Yeah, it's like Blaze's softs have already had it, and it's only 5 laps in.
Yeah, only 5 laps in. We saw Reggae and Harold doing 11 laps on those softs, so Blaze should be good still. Let's have a look at his tire wear. Look at Mazza, he's really closing it. Blaze is on the same amount of tire wear as Jay Prentice is at this stage, so those softs are not any advantage. Oh, Blaze runs deep. Mazza was doing a little dummy. And look at this, he is gonna go down the inside, and I think Mazza is gonna go for the move and taking the last point in this race, but he's just not having the straight line speed. Blaze can stay in front as well, helped because of that DRS he's got from Jay Prentice in front. So Blaze made a mistake going into the Casio Triangle, but remained in P10.
They all are very low on ERS now. And Baker's starting to close in. 6 seconds, he might get there before the end, although he has a penalty.
Lewis, can you invite Steve back to the lobby? You should have multiple invites, mate, but we will send another. It said everyone left. Yeah, that's unlucky. So Mazza now still 3/10, and he is probably in the worst position possible, knowing that he just has to wait and hope that there's something happening between Blaze and Jay Prentice. Otherwise, I can't see it happening. Blaze can make a mistake, which he did on the last lap. But I don't think he's gonna fall for it twice. Look at Blaze, is he gonna do it? Going into the Casio Triangle. He's looking, and he is holding it round the outside. They're both making contact as Prentice was trying to shut the door. That's really gonna cost Blaze's exit, and is allowing Mazza to get past. And I think Mazza is gonna get a job done. No, he's not. He's making contact into the wall. Mazza with wing damage. What happened there? He moved over to the Williams, and that's big wing damage from Mazza. Points outside, thrown outside of the window. No points for Mazza, and really strange accident in a straight line.
Very strange. I literally just got back from the pause menu at the invite Steve and saw it. Baker, meanwhile, Baker's catching him in massively. Baker goes past the heavily damaged front wing of Muzz's car. Yeah, drama here. And we got yellows.
Yeah, that's Mazza.
Yeah, Jay Prentice's car is all over the place. Those hards definitely aren't showing much grip, and he's defended valiantly in this second half of the race, holding that P9.
And he's doing a brilliant job defending wise. I reckon Blaze should be able to get past, but he needs to do it on a section of the track where Jay Prentice is not gonna expect it, because you know he's getting a great exit on the last corner, which is allowing him to stay in front. Look at the gap he put away from Blaze on exit. So Blaze, he needs to do it somewhere else. You're not gonna do it on a start-finish straight. You can already tell.
And each lap he's losing more and more grip, to the point now I would say those softs are no better than even Jay Prince's hards, to be honest.
Well, I can. Oh, Mazza, yeah, he's given up. Fair enough. Now I can confirm that Blaze, his tires are even more worn than Jay Prentice's tires. So the advantage of the grip is completely out the window.
Yeah. You probably see him starting to fall away now.
By the way, if people are wondering why they are watching the same cars for pretty much 8 laps now or something, that's because everyone is spread out. So, like, I'm fine with putting Reggae or Joe on screen, but I don't think you guys want to see it. I think it's most important to focus on this battle for 2 and 1 point in this race. Where is Blaze gonna do it? He's got 2 more chances after this one, as Reggae just started lap 26 of 27.
Yeah, and at the moment Harold doesn't look like he's going to lose 4th place.
Oh, look at this, Blaze is much closer on exit.
Yeah, he's still got that.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's got that traction off that final corner away massively. He's going to have to try and do a Kimi Raikkonen did on Sakila on the final lap.
Oh yeah, I remember. Even I remember that one, and I was 5 back then.
I remember that. I was older than 5, but yeah, it was young. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what it's going to have to be basically. He doesn't seem to be wanting to. He's not got enough ERS to really use it along the back straight, but that's what I would do. I would just, the last chance, use it all up down the back straight before you get to the final corner. Try and get the move done there.
Yeah, it's a baseball guy, but like F1, that's a brilliant name. He says that Blaze needs to get a good exit of Spoon and then make a move going into 130R, and I think that's probably the best shot that Blaze has to get past Jay Prentice in front.
Yeah. Lee is about to start the final lap.
Okay, we have to keep an eye out for him. I can't miss it. I think I've caught everyone coming across the line this season. That's a miracle so far, so let's continue that streak.
Yeah, Blade's not going to catch up.
He's not. I think this is coming towards a stage where you can probably better give up on trying to get P9 and just focusing on bringing the Williams home instead of risking it and losing the car on the last lap.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I expected a little bit more from this race, not gonna lie. Shame it ended like this, but nothing you can do about. Then gets past Steve for P16. He won't be happy with the result. I'm gonna switch to Reggae, as he comes through Spoon now on towards 140R. He's got a Haas in front. It is K-Mark. They are, I don't know what they are from each other, either good friends or rivals. I still haven't figured it out. They're really talkative in the chat, that's something I know. Through the Casio triangle now for the last time. 27 laps of 27. Reggae takes victory here around Japan. Really well driven race. Took advantage of Harold's technical difficulties. Joe P2 with Connell rounding off the podium in P3. Really well done by the Irishman. Harold will be disappointed about that P4. Dylan will be pretty happy with the P5, I reckon. Ronan on his birthday, taking home P6. He will be content. Gods and Mars, both Renaults P7 and P8. Jay Prentice with a defending masterclass to put it in P9, and Blaze taking the final point in P10. Baker couldn't quite make the soft work at the end for P11 with his teammate actually overtaking him for P11. Baker finishing P12. Charlie P13, Golden P14, and that is it for today's race around Japan. Oh no, the voice crack. No way.
Happens to the best of us, don't worry, mate.
Oh, what? When is it gonna end? I'm 20. When is it gonna end?
Well, you guys carry on growing till late, so obviously you got,
good point. Really good point.
Yeah, it's all later.
It's Regan giving kisses to the crowd. He's actually not. He's not even allowed to drink champagne, as he's 15 years old. Get rid of that champagne. Awful.
Yes. This is not. Yeah.
But to be brutally honest. Yeah, Joe isn't allowed either. I think Connell is the only one who's allowed to drink alcohol on that podium. So, here we have it. Final standings of today's race. Reggae P1, Joe P2, Connell P3, Harold P4, Dylan P5, Ronan P6, Gods P7, Mars P8, Jay Prentice P9, Blaze taking the final point in P10. Kelswag P11 driving with the flag of Luxembourg. That's interesting. Baker P12, Golden P13, Charlie P14, K-Mark P15, Dan P16, Steve P17, Massa P18, Chaser P19, Sygate P20. Yeah, Sygate didn't even manage to enter turn 1, which was really unfortunate for him. That was an early end of his race. Unlucky for Sygate, but yeah, really well done for the podium runners, as I'm gonna invite those guys to the commentary box. So that is gonna be Connell, Reggae, and Joe. And we're gonna get the Williams on screen. Always love to do that. Not biased whatsoever. Joe already joined the commentary box. Absolutely love to see it. Connell and Reggae are probably gonna follow him pretty soon. I don't know if Reggae is gonna join. Just depends on if he has to wake up early tomorrow. Well, there he is. So the answer is no. Showroom Williams up on screen. We're only waiting for Connell now. Connell. There we have him. So to everyone in the commentary box, make sure your audio is not allowed to be shared, especially for Joe with your new account. Don't know if you've done it already, but I've made a mistake myself. So we start off with P3. Connell, yeah, really well done. Good and solid performance. P3 at the end. Happy, or did you expect a little bit more from today's race?
Yeah, very happy now, to be fair. I even said to JSAC, oh, I'd be happy with like a P6 or a P7. I had a league race here about 2 weeks ago and I was absolutely terrible. So I think just kind of concentrated today, and yeah, I got a feel for Harold obviously spinning out. I'm not sure if he was in the lead or second place or whatever, but yeah, very unfortunate for him to spin out. Yeah, very happy with my pace. Tried to keep up with Raggy at the start. Kept doing it for a few laps, but just he's majorly quick, and then Joe got in my DRS, and there's no point fighting them lads. Just, you know, I suppose try your best to keep in the DRS and, you know, charge your battery and save your fuel. So yeah, fairly happy. Was kind of dipping into Joel's gap every few laps or so, but it was kind of just the last 3 laps I just let the whole car relax and I just brought it home basically. Didn't really bother pushing at all the last couple of laps.
Yeah, you didn't pick up a penalty. Was it hard to stay clean, or was it quite easy to remain without a penalty?
So yeah, I got penalty, I think it was like, no sorry, warning about lap 2 or 3, Degna won, and Degna won again a few laps later, so, you know, same corner twice. So I said I'm going to try my best now not to go wide or like anything like that. So I just basically just concentrated and brought the car home, just, you know, focused in, and I was happy if I did, you know, I was safe behind because obviously Harold had 3 seconds, but obviously you'd like to have no penalties anyway. So yeah, fairly happy now with that, and getting, hopefully, actually no, I won't jinx myself, I was going to say so, but yeah, very happy with another podium, so yeah.
Really well done, mate. Congratulations on a P3, really
Thanks
short
very
race.
much.
Going on to P2, Joe, first of all, congratulations on finishing second in this race. You started off with qualifying. Let's actually go to qualifying. Really solid banker, and we saw you crashing on your last flying lap. What happened, mate? Because you were on for a really good lap time, I think.
Yeah, I think I was about a 10th up coming out of the S's and then just got spoon all wrong, and you sort of know as soon as you've got it wrong, you just know there's no saving it. I just had to let it go, and I knew it was over. But I was pretty happy with P4, I think, where I started, and yeah, just had to try and not bottle like I did last week, and I think I did an alright job of that.
Yeah, you were afraid of bottling it, but you took home a brilliant P2. Was there any chance, or was there any point in the race that it was going through your mind, I'm gonna win this, or was it like, nah, I'm happy with the P3, and when Harold spun the P2?
Yeah, no, I didn't really ever think I was going to win it because I could see Hersey pulling that gap, and it was just getting bigger and bigger, and I was pretty happy with P3 as it was, and then it turned into P2 through Hersey's spin, so yeah, pretty happy.
Really well done, mate. Congratulations on the P2, solid performance, and that must give you some confidence.
Yeah, cheers.
Going on to our race winner, Reggae. Really well done, mate. Brilliant performance, really good qualifying lap. Bad start, what happened at the start, because we saw you struggling at Abu Dhabi as well, and now once again, are you struggling with the starts, or was it something else?
This start was really good for my standard, to be honest, but I don't know how to get a good start, so I always fucked it up.
Yeah, you lost the position to Harold, and you were struggling the first couple of hits, but after that you closed the gap back in. Was it getting confident to like the race, getting into the rhythm, or was it just your strategy to be safe on the tires the first couple of laps and then push it at the end of the stint?
No, I needed some confidence, to be honest. The first few laps, I think my rears were much hotter than the front, so I was sliding a lot, and Hersey just pulled away because he had more grip. But then I pulled him in because I was much more consistent, I believe.
Yeah, you showed some grilling pace and you closed back in. You went into the pits one lap earlier, you got stuck behind Kelswag. Do you think that allowed Harold to come back in front of you? Do you think that if Kelswag wasn't there, you would have taken P1 already?
Yeah, the undercut is quite big here, so I would have got him quite easily. I lost like 3-4 seconds in the first sector just because of Kelswag. Otherwise I would probably have gotten Hersey, but he came out just in front.
Yeah, he came out just in front, made a mistake which allowed you to finish P1. Was it hard to finish off with the concentration, or was it an easy job to bring it home?
Well, it is quite hard when you, like, there's no competition in front or behind really. It's hard to like, don't make a weird mistake, to be honest. I almost did that last year in EU3 Japan as well. Well, not as well, because I didn't do it this time.
Yeah, you managed to stay clean today, and you brought home 25 points for Williams. Really well done, mate. Congratulations on the P1.
Thank you.
So with that, it rounds off the race for today. Congratulations once again for the podium runners. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you Lewis for doing the commentary with me. As always, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks Thomas, and congratulations everyone, particularly you guys in the top 3. I look forward to next round, which I believe is in Bahrain.
Well, I thought it was. Oh, I wanted to say Brazil, but that is for the endurance tier. It is Bahrain, Lewis. You're absolutely right, mate. So
Yeah,
Bahrain, it is
on it.
next week. 1 week before the real life Grand Prix actually gets the season off. So yeah, really looking forward to it already. If you don't want to miss anything from Condos of Speed, make sure you follow us on social media. And if you want to see any other races, make sure you tune in tomorrow for the AU2 and AM2 race on the Tuesday, Wednesday AM1 and AU1, and on the Thursday AU4 endurance tiers on Friday and Saturday, and an iRacing event on the Sunday. So enough course content for the rest of your week. I want to thank everyone for tuning in once again. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really enjoyed it today once again. And as I always say, stay safe and goodbye.